Welcome to my note sheet on translating inequalities. So we've already translated expressions and equations. Now we're going to use the words that we learned in those units and apply them to an inequality. But we need to know which words mean to use an inequality symbol. So what is an inequality? An inequality is a mathematical sentence that contains one of the following symbols: less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Okay, now we're going to look at the vocabulary chart and decide the symbol represents which of the phrases. Okay, so the first word in our column, and you're not going to see me cross them out, but you can cross them out as we do them, is less than. So less than would go right here. And you can go ahead and cross it off your list. The next word is at least. So that is greater than or equal to. And I always explain it like this. You have to be at least 13 to get into the show. That means you have to be 13 or older to be able to watch that show. So you can cross that off your list. Fewer than is another less than word, so we put it in this column. And cross it off your list. And then next we have greater than, which is right here. And then we have no more than. This is a tricky one. No more than means less than or equal to. And I'll explain why. If it says you can have no more than 10 people in this room, that means you can have 10 or less people in the room. So no more than is less than or equal to. You can cross that off your list. The next word is more than. So more than by itself means greater than. Greater than or equal to, of course, is right here. Greater than or equal to. And you can cross it off your list. At most is less than or equal to. For example, if one of your parents says you can have at most 5 friends over, that means you can have 5 or less. At most. That's the most you can have, so 5 or less. So less than or equal to. You can cross it off your list. Maximum. The maximum amount of people that can fit in a room, let's say the Beverly Manor Middle School gym, is 700, the maximum. That's the most, so it can have 700 or less, but it can't have any more than that. So that means less than or equal to. And then the next word is less than or equal to, which of course is the same column. Less than or equal to. The next one is no less than. This is actually greater than or equal to. So no less than. And look what putting the word no on it. Okay, less than means less than, but when you say no less than, it means greater than or equal to. So think of it this way. You can have no less than a 60 on your math test to pass. So that means you can have a 60 or more. You can't have any less than that. So you have to have that or more. So that's why it's greater than or equal to. And then the last one is minimum. The minimum score to pass your test is 60. So that means you can have a 60 or greater. So that's greater than or equal to minimum. Okay, turn the page and let's try some examples. Now, you probably noticed on our list we had some words that meant subtraction in the past or addition in the past, less than, more than, okay? And here's how you know when it's an inequality or not. When it says, first of all, it has to say, translate each sentence as an inequality like it does here. And also, when you write an inequality, the inequality words will be either right in the beginning or right at the end. Okay? So let's look at example 1. 5 plus a number is less than 17. So our inequality symbol would be right here, and less than means your arrow points to the left. And I'm going to write that first so I don't get confused. So less than 17. And how do I write 5 plus a number? 5 plus n. Let's look at number 2. 5 is greater than 6 less than twice a number. So here is my inequality. So I'm going to put a greater than symbol. So 5 is greater than. Now, when I see this symbol, this is now going to mean subtract because it's in the middle of the problem. So 6 less than twice a number, 6 minus 2n. But remember, less than is a switch around word, so I'm not going to write 6 minus 2n. I'm going to write 2n minus 6. Okay, let's look at number 3. If 7 is subtracted from 6 times a number, the result is at least 10. So here's my inequality. It comes at the end. So at least means 10 or greater. So greater than or equal to 10. Now, how do I write 7 subtracted from 6 times a number? I'm going to circle my switch around word. So I'm not going to write 7 minus 6n. I'm going to write 6n minus 7. Number 4. 10 less than a number divided by 2 is at most 62. So there's my inequality. And I know this 10 less than comes at the beginning, but because at most comes at the end, that's going to tell me what to do here. So it says at most 62. That means less than or equal to. So we're going to use the less than or equal to symbol and write 62. And how do I write 10 less than a number divided by 2? Well, this is a switch around word, so I'm not going to write 10 minus n. I'm going to write n minus 10. And because of the comma, I'm going to group this together and divide the whole thing by 2. Now, I don't need parentheses here because if I was doing order of operations, I would do n minus 10 anyways first. So I don't need the parentheses. Can I put it? Yeah. And it means the same thing. Okay, number 5. 3 times a number decreased by 12 is fewer than 20. There's my inequality word. And fewer than means less than. So I'm going to come over here and write less than 20. Now 3 times a number decreased by 12. So 3 times a number, decrease means subtract, 12. Okay, we're halfway through. Let's move on to number 6. The quotient of a number and 7 is no more than 35. So it can't be more than 35, so that means 35 or less. So less than or equal to 35. Now quotient, underline, means divide. So we're going to divide a number and 7. And remember, use a fraction bar. So n over 7 is less than or equal to 35. And, oops, I forgot to put the less than or equal symbol there. 1/2 of a number increased by 7 is less than 16. There's my inequality. And less than would point that way. So we're going to come over here and write less than 16. So half of a number increased by 7. So remember, of means multiply. So 1/2 n, half of a number. Increase means add, so plus 7. And I'm done with that problem. Number 8. The product of 7 and a number minus 4 is greater than or equal to 22. Now that one's easy, greater than or equal to 22. The product of 7 and a number, so underline product and minus. I know product means multiply, so 7 times a number minus 4. Okay, number 9, the difference of 4 and twice a number is less than or equal to 52. Another easy one, so less than or equal to 52. Now I know that difference means subtract, so we're going to subtract 4 and twice a number. So here's how you subtract 4 and twice a number. 4 minus 2n. And let's look at the last one. The sum of 6 times a number and 15 is no less than 42. So it can't be any less than 42, which means it has to be greater than or equal to 42. Sum means add, so we're going to add 6 times a number and 15. So 6n plus 15. So remember, when solving or translating an inequality, make sure you put the inequality symbol in first, and then that makes the problem much easier. That concludes our notes on translating inequalities. I hope you have a great day.